I do not need to introduce myself, but my name is David Cordoba. I'm Argentinian, 49, 1 week to go to be 50. Yeah, man, half a century. I don't know if I feel good about it or not, but I feel like it's a new chapter in my life. Closing one, start a new one. The next 30 days or 30 years. Okay, my presentation is very simple. I'm not going to be talking about my brands. I'm going to introduce them very quickly, but I'm going to be talking about what we call the rising of rum in general. That's been happening for maybe the last 15 years, but it never really take off. We're going to go very quickly. This is kind of like a summarize of how rum in general is being taken. It's a lot to read. Please make sure that you're going to be reading. Rum, as it is a spirit that is being misunderstood. For the very beginning, it's been built countries like US. It was the first spirit that built US before anything else, before bourbon or anything like that. It's been passed from people, for rich people, for poor people. They born from the poor people, and then the rich people took over. It was drunk by pirates, privateers. It became like currency. It's done anything and everything, but always misunderstood. It's a spirit that has always been there. It's part of every generation and every country. I think it's one of the most wildest spirit in the world produced, because it's produced not in one country, it's produced all around the world, and each one of them, they give a twist on it. We're going to touch that, a little bit of regulations, but not too deep. This is a little bit an overall view. We're going to touch the history, very, very small. We're talking about how rum became what it is today by accident. Realistically, well, not an accident, but let's put it this way. It's a byproduct of the sugar production, and by fermenting what they call the molasses, people used to get drunk very quickly, and then after that, they added the process of distillation, and that is how we get rum. First, sugar was very important, and then rum became important as well. Very interesting. Right. It become drink by rich and poor, but as what I was saying before, it become as well, at some point, rum become a currency. As sugar was a currency in the very beginning, rum became a currency. And this is a very interesting part of it. How a byproduct, something that has been discarded, like molasses, or discarded like drink by poor people, become something really important. And this is something really fucking cool. It's no, I know the spirit that have these things. Another thing, the British Navy. In some point, oh, fantastic, thanks God. Somebody thought about me. The rum rations. If you're thinking about it, it was a time when the British Empire was, let's say, own or conquest. 23% of this world, it was under the British Empire. Means they have navy, they are sailors all around the world. And what they used to do? Drinking rum. A rum ration, it was a small amount of rum every day for every sailor. And that was pretty much 1973, yeah? 71. One is stopped after very, very long time. Then we have the improvement of quality. When we're talking about rum, we have a very good presentation of mezcal, something that when you see distillation process and you're talking about fermentation and all that, it's very, very lovely to see, for example, a product like Ancestral, the mezcal, how it's been made, using these clay pots. And the distillation process really helped to our category or our spirit to become what it is today. But that means we're using only one style. We're using different ones. And the fermentation is the most important part of it, in my opinion. If you want to get the Jamaican funk and all that, it has to be for many days. This is a fermentation that doesn't happen over 24 hours. You want to have a Spanish one, it's 24 hours, 48 hours, that's it. How is the daiquiris? Are you okay? Yeah? Well, cheers, salud. Nasarovi? Here we go. Cheers. All right. And of course, we're calling about the traders who start bringing rum all around. If you're thinking about it, the rum that is in there is actually, don't break anything please, it's coming from the traders. I buy a rum for a trader to make my blend. That company is 300 years old. I'm not talking the guys I sit down and we're going for the blend and we're working and we're tasting and it's all right, this, and that. That company is 300 years old. How many companies you actually know that it's been 300 years doing exactly the same thing? Not many. And that's one of the things that I like about it. All right. Yes. This is the moment. It's not pictures. This is only pictures you're going to have and during my presentation. I have no pictures. I decided to, everybody have pictures. I'm not going to go with pictures. I'm going to make sure that you're going to read a little bit. All right. We're going to talk about blended Provence. I think it's very important. I'm not going to touch every single rum because we're talking about, if we're going for Asian rums or Latin American rums or Jamaicans or British or whatever, every single one is different. But if I look into 3 or 4 categories or 3 or 4 styles, Jamaica is one of them. Jamaica is, as you know, we have Ian here. Jamaica is very distinctive. The funkiness, I call it pretty much like a ketchup smell. Sometimes you have a really big notes on the esters and the nose is so pungent, where it's very, very unique. And it's not for everybody, but a lot of people who like strong rums go on specifically from Jamaica because they feel the rum. It makes you grow hair in the chest. But the people who doesn't have it, drink Jamaican rum. All right, Bajan rums, my rum. I will say Bajan rums, Barbados rums are the most equilibrium rums and the most exquisite rums you can get. They are perfectly balanced. They have a dryness. I like dry rums. My rums are dry in the way that I'm looking for something that it will make you salivate. The right amount of wood, the right amount of things, and you get salivation, and that's what you want. Because in the end of the day, we don't drink rum neat. Some of us drink it, but the majority, we use it in a drink. And you need to have it in that way. If you added too much sugar, it changed. It became something different. Then we have the Guyanese rums, El Dorado. I think is a very, very unique style, very strong in the way, not strong on flavor, but very, very unique, like a chocolatey, very, very full on. Is very distinctive to the rest of the rums. And it's the way how they distill as well. They don't have one type of distill, they have 3 types of distill. They use it in different methods. And when you have a Guyanese rum, you know that it's Guyanese. It's not like, oh, this is similar to, for example, Venezuelan rums could be similar to Guatemalan rums, perhaps, because they are kind of similar. Yes, they're more daiquiris. Please go ahead. All right. Back in the day, when it was the army, they used to blend it, and they used to get what they call the rum ration, and it was blended in different rum from different origins. These days, we are looking for one rum from one place. We're looking for that distillery, for that rum. What we call it marks means it would be, I want this rum that has been distilled, I don't know, 1997, it coming from this distillery. I don't want to mix it with anything else. I don't want to full strength, no dilution. That's what we're looking to today. And it's very interesting because it changed completely. Back in the day, blending, it was more what the people used to drink, and now it's coming origins. All right. Yes? Yes, exactly. If a rum is the answer, clearly you're asking the wrong questions. Totally true. All right, other styles. We go quickly. The agricole, what is the French? What is green? The Cubans. Agricole rums. Personally, I never really liked it at the very beginning, and I'll be honest with that, because I thought it was, if I'm making a drink, it's very difficult to masquerade the agricole rum. Agricole rum is always going to be there. Doesn't matter how many ingredients you added into it. It's always fucking there. But like anything else, I suppose you're getting older, you're getting a little more, your palate is changing, productions are changing, you get older, rums are distilled in a different way, and the agricoles appear more and more. Does anybody like agricole rums? Yeah, because they are very unique. One thing about agricole overproof, I don't know why, but if you're drinking too much of that, don't take a flight. Because everybody will know that you've been drinking agricole rum. And that is something that not many spirits have that privilege to do. It happens to me many times. Then we're talking about the Cubans. I worked for Bacardi as a global brand ambassador for 7 years. I drank a lot of Bacardi, Carta Blanca, Ocho, and other rums as well from the portfolio. And a lot of people told me as well, are you drinking something that is similar to vodka because it's very light, very, it doesn't have a lot of flavors. Bacardi changed over the many years, and it's understandable. They produce millions and millions and millions of liters a day. And of course, coping with that amount of product is difficult. But what I like about that is the ones that stand the test of time. They've been here for 100 and almost 60 years, producing and raising the flag for all the rum producers. And there is the Spanish style. They created a lighter profile, and that was the profile that everybody used to drink. Now we like something very funky. Now we like something tastes awful. There's one rum that is called skunk. You taste it? That is being produced by discarding products. I don't know exactly how it's made. I tasted, and it's made in Norway. Very interesting. It's Norway, yes. Coming in a very small amount of bottles, distilled by some of the guys. I'm very unique. Very unique. I'm like, no, but it's like, but believe me, it's people paying, and it's a 50 cl bottle, and it costs shitload of money, and it's only make like 100 bottles, and it's gone like this. It's incredible how people start drinking. It means you can see the palates are changing. People are actually looking and discovering new rums, and it's great. On the same time, it's crazy. All right, we are tasting. We're going to pass the first one, the Lovers. I'm very glad that during this conference I can introduce to this market. I have a lot of friends from Slovakia for many, many years, and I never be able to introduce my rum. This is Lovers, yes, please. Lovers first, yes. Very simple. I'm not going to talk too much, but it's a very simple introduction. I created this, not created, I was working with a team at the very beginning. We make this blend. The idea for this blend is a dry rum, doesn't contain sugar, natural color. I'm not interested in the age. I'm interested in the right amount of balance of wood and the right notes of sugar that you're going to get at the very beginning. That's why we have 5 rums. Not all the rums I was choosing in the very beginning. The first one that I said to you before, Belgian rums is my favorite. Barbados was the first one to choose, and it was the last one to add. Barbados is a very particular one. When you're looking into the blend, my type of blends are as I'm making a drink. I'm looking into aroma. I'm looking about how it tastes in your mouth, how it works in the palate, and how long it's going to last. If it's going to have a feedback, if it's going to disappear, it's going to come back to you. It have a lot of acidity. Rums have a lot of acidity. You need to really work on that. Making sure that other ingredients, like for example, lime juice, need to be balanced. If you have a rum, let's say coffee. I love coffee, but I drink coffee with sugar because coffee is already acid. If you're looking into, I enjoy coffee, but I can only drink one because my stomach hurts, it doesn't work. I need to balance the pH. And it's exactly happened when I decided if my favorite drink is a daiquiri and I want to drink, I'm making a rum, has to balance the lime juice. Even if I not put any sugar on it, okay? The blend is not just about the rums that I like, it's about what they work and how they work together. Means My favorite, of course, it was Barbados at the very beginning. I was looking for something aromatic. At the very beginning, I thought, let's go for another type of rum. What do you call it? Trinidad. Trinidad is a very nice rum. It's very sugary and very aromatic. Unfortunately, never work. But these two, Dominican Republic is very, very not floral. We're talking about more fruity, and Guatemala. If we're looking about Guatemala, we're always thinking about Zacapa. And Zacapa is one of the first ones that you start drinking, and it's been for a very, very long time associated with a lot of sugar. Well, it's not, okay? When you're drinking, oh, thank you, appreciate it. Ooh, I have 3 now. This is how I like it. Means I know, okay. And then you have Panama. Panama for me is what I taste. Panama rum is like a Pinot Noir. It have a right amount of tannins, it's really nice in your mouth. It have a longevity there, and I'm looking for this. And then Nicaragua, really, this is a chain, and each one of them is a small link into it. You taste it? Do not drink all. Keep it a little bit. I want the aromas to open up. The real story about this, the rum says, you need to leave some time to open. Particular lovers. Lovers is a very different than Forza. Forza, you need to smell it straight away because it will change. But this one, hey, I was thinking where you've been. You find me. Can we have a daiquiri? Is any daiquiri there? Yeah. All right, let's move on. Why the rise of rum? Very simple. It's a category that has been, in the last 5 years, it's been growing. A lot of money start happening. It's very interesting that what's going on with rum. Rum is becoming, is follow up the trend of whiskey. And this is a very interesting part of it. Whiskey now, if you're looking into the auctions, has anybody bought a rum or whiskey in an auction? Go for it. It's insane what people pay for a bottle of whiskey or bottle of rum these days. It's like, we're talking about thousands of euros. And they are willing to, you start the auction and you see how much they pay, and it's like, let's say somebody put 300 euros, an hour later, 500 euros, 2 days later, over 1,000 euros, and it's a bottle of rum that maybe is in your house for 10 years and it used to be 50. That's what's happening. And I think rum, it got into this thing and it's moving towards premium and premiumizing more. We're talking about every era or every 10 years, we have a new generation of people, new drinkers that changing, passing from one thing to another one. We used to have the era of gin, and everybody used to drink gin. Who liked to drink gin? Okay, that's good. Not that many. I know nothing against gin, but gin has always been like, who drink? I drink gin and tonic. And it's been amazing. If you're looking into today, and I'm going to say something, maybe you're not going to agree with me, but it's fine. Gin is a white spirit. Distilled with botanicals, could be compounding, could be vapor infused, you name it. Similar vapor infused like Bombay Sapphire, I know exactly. Used to work for Bacardi, I know everything. I'm not going to say anything bad, but if I look into this, it's a white spirit. Similar to mezcal, but mezcal takes 8 years to up to 15 years to cook the plant and be ready for that. Rum is not like that. You have a white rum, but if you have a good rum that's been 7 years aging in a cask, and after it being bottled, are you expecting to pay? I love you too. I will see you in a bit. Yes, it's the last presentation. I'm expecting a lot of you guys going to leave soon. What happened is, and I'm going to try to make it fast, is rum in general, you're looking to buy a bottle of rum and everybody says, oh no, it's 30 euros, too expensive. Man, this is a 7-year-old. Why? But a gin is unaged, 45 botanicals, whatever, 50 cl, and you pay 70 euros or 50, and you're happy with that. I say, maybe you're not going to agree with me. At the very beginning, you know what I'm saying here, okay? Yeah, maybe it's good. It's overrated. That's where you're always alone. I'm sorry. Rum, Rum, rum drinkers always have friends. True story. You open a bottle of rum, it's a party. I'm sorry. Thinking about it, James Bond used to drink what? Gin and vodka. Is always alone. And that is true in every movie. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. All right, we had the new generations transition from an age to age. Why? Because the palate is changing. We have Marian who came and started talking about umami, and I think everybody today will go back home and start thinking about it. Can I dip this in chocolate? Realistically, because you want to experiment it. You want to taste different things. He was like a deep dish, but if you don't try, you don't know. And it's a lot of people changing. The habit of changing, you'd want to drink something. For example, I remember when I was young, Negroni was grandmothers used to drink Negroni. I mean, for me, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna drink that. Today, please, I need a Negroni now. A bucket, and I will be. You see, my palate changed. Maybe I'm a grandfather now, but I'm not. All right. Again, single malts become from blended to single malts. Start pricing and becoming premium, and rum is follow up, and that is an amazing, amazing thing. The difference is we have different rums, and we don't have one standard, and we're going to talk about this. That's why some rums are very expensive and other ones are not, and your consumers are very confusing. It's like how this 7-year-old is so cheap and this one is like 4 times more expensive. Oh yeah, but this is made in different. No, they are 7 years old, both of them, but they are different prices. All right, exploring flavors, provenance. Provenance is something that is great to see. People is follow not just about rum that is coming from one brand. It's looking for rums that are coming from islands, coming from different places. For example, Haiti. Nobody was drinking Haiti rums, only like back in the day, the tiki guys, and now everybody's looking for this. And it's happening right now in Asia. A lot of people, Cambodian, the guys from Venezuela, they have a Cambodian rum, fucking brilliant, and everybody's just looking for taste something new. Versatility than all the categories. As maybe you're gonna touch this one tomorrow, but it's like, rum is colorful. You have color. You don't have black and white. It's not about the botanicals, is you have white rums, all the spectrum, even to spice rums or sugar rums or liqueurs. You have everything. And it's incredible what you can do. Versatility. I can promise that maybe gin, you can do any cocktail with gin, but rum is the second category that you can do everything. Because we have not only just a white rum that you can do something really light, but you have something really heavy, like aged rums. All right, rum lovers, as we know, we're not just in the US, or South American, as we know, is everywhere around the world. Places that I wasn't sure about it. For example, in Russia, everybody's thinking, oh yeah, you drink vodka. Fuck that, they drink rum like crazy. It's insane how much they drink, all right? In UK, if you're looking at UK right now, the spice rum exploded. UK have one of the largest markets of spice rum. Oh no, it's huge. You have one day for the spice rum as well, and you have Ian have the rum fest in UK. I recommend it to go on a visit. It's fucking crazy as hell, and the people is going is crazy too. But they have a one day specifically for spice rum. If he, after 17 years, decided to have one day for that, it's because it's a market that needs and they're asking for that. It's insane. And we're talking about spice rum, is the one that has spices and sugar, and it actually is not rum, or because rum cannot be changed with flavors, you cannot add the flavors. But this is the closest to convince somebody who not drink rum to move to rum. We need to make sure that that person who doesn't drink rum or doesn't, I don't like very strong alcohol, I like something sweeter, but I want to look masculine. A lot of guys are like that. They start with spice rum and then over time change it. It's true, believe me. All right, France is the #1 market in Europe of rum. We're going to talk about 2 brands as well. And of course, India. India is #1 drinker of rum in the world, by far. They don't drink the best quality, but they drink. Yeah. If it was Eddie here, it would be champagne. But yeah, he understands very well. All right. Value, cults, and like mezcal. It's true that you have more people follow rum in general, but you're looking into the price comparison is insignificant what you get. The value that you get for rum is insignificant compared to whiskey. And this is outrageous. Because if you look into all the people that work for so many years and for so many generations to be where they are, and they selling a bottle for what, 10 euros? That's fucking insane. Sorry, apologize my Spanish. All right, we're going for, yeah.
Will that be because of rum doesn't have denomination origin? Do you think that will add value to rum?
Yes and no. Because that's the beauty on it. You put the denomination origin, yes, Barbados should have a GI and certain places should, but other ones are not. If I am in favor and against in certain points, but I believe as well, we have a category that is still exploring. It's centuries of making rum, and we're still doing a lot of things. We still, of course, the main thing, I think the most problematic is about sugar and ingredients that you can add it, but sugar is the main thing overall, and pricing. But if you're looking into, we can explore other opportunities. We can age in different casks. We can blend different ages. We can blend different rums from different origins. If you cut that, yes, we can one thing. But how long it will take, how many years or how many decades would take for people understand rum? Unfortunately, it's not as simple. Jamaican pot stills, I think it's something that it happens. People looking for, when I'm saying like mezcal is a smaller amount, and it's happening that people is looking as well for this distinctive, unique rums that is not available everywhere, like skunk, for example, is a rum that could be very interesting for some people like me, or could be disgusting for another ones, or could be loved for another ones. But it's looking for that uniqueness, similar to mezcal. It's going to be very expensive. They're only making small batches. It's using a specific type of sugar cane or sugar juice. It's something that is happening. It's a cult. Rum, I don't know if you agree with me, Ian, in this. It's a cult. We're having a cult that's happening.
Yeah, there's definitely a decrease in certain styles of rum.
Yeah.
Just the same way mezcal's cold spirit, but certain spirits that's now gravitating to mezcal.
Yeah.
In rum, and one of the ones you could have mentioned there would be Caroni.
Yeah, Caroni. True story.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's true. It's like it's undrinkable. Certain rums are rocky fuel. I drink rums and it's like, oh fuck, it make you shivering. That's so strong it is. But some people think that is what rum should be taste like. It's incredible. Yeah. The Czechs, I love that shit. But right now is the rum fest in Czech Republic. And if you go on over there, you will have about 100 guys that they will go like, hey, like a cult, going for that bottle that they brought it, only one bottle to everybody can taste it. And it's brought it from somebody who was producing really strong rum. And they were going. It's very interesting what is happening. But it is. All right. Czech rums? Yeah. All right. Let's back to the room, please. We are talking about rum, yeah? Rum, rum is being made everywhere around the world. But we only need one thing is important, sugarcane. Without sugar, it's no rum. That's it. We're not adding botanicals, we're not buying fresh distill, and we add the botanicals to create gin. If without having sugar or sugarcane or molasses, or sugarcane juice actually, we don't have. But it's produced all around the world. It's incredible the amount of places. Even in my hometown, we produce rum. But yeah, Argentina. Yes, maybe I not introduce myself properly. I'm Argentinian. Yeah. No, but it's actually, yes, it produced Salobreña, and I actually have been talking to, I need to tell you a lot of stories about Motril. Made in Spain is Montero. Montero is the only producer in Andalusia, in Granada. Very interesting production. No. Yeah. No. You have in Europe, you have a lot of things. In Spain, there are few, but in South is there. All right, second round. Come on. Second round. Yeah, we're going. Lovers, it was my kind of introduction to what I wanted to do, but I find out that a lot of rum lovers, it was too light. They wanted something a little bit more pungent, something a little more chocolatey. And this is my taking of like saying, okay, I want to make an English style rum, but it's still bland. I use tarot cards as the labels. Each tarot card have a name and a number. Lovers is number 6 in the deck. Okay, we're talking about is a dry, but a little bit sweet, but a little bit, bitter. Is a balance of all the rums. In this case, forza in Italian means strength, and I'm looking for something a little bit more powerful. As you have a lion, she's sitting on top of the lion, reflecting the strength, not physically, but mentally, and this is overcoming obstacles. This rum was born during COVID, and the way that the idea, the blend, how it worked out. I was looking for, this is my 3 pillars. 3 rums that represent 70% of the liquid that you have. I'm looking for dryness, I'm looking for a mouthfeel, quite nice and pungent, chocolatey, a little bit coffee, something that is there, that it doesn't disappear, and I'm looking for a nose. Something that says, I'm here. Pay attention what you're going to be drinking. It's important. I think it's like as a cocktail, again, you're always looking for things. You're never going straight to the cocktail. You always do, okay, and then you're doing a small sip to see if you're going to die or not, or if you like it or not. And then you smell again, and then you're doing like a proper sip. That's how I normally drink. And then these two is to make it softer, to make it like rounded, to make sure that it's going to be okay. This is 47% ABV. All right? Natural color, no additives. If you see the colors, they are similar, but this is older. We have rum after 8 years. Producing this rum is not easy. This is the second bottle that we are tasting. The first bottle we tasted last night. This is the second bottle that you're tasting in, thank you, in Bratislava or in Czech Republic. And I'm really glad that finally we have here. And what do you think about this? You like it? Yeah? Very spicy? Cool? It makes beautifully, I was thinking about it old-fashioned. Why? Should we not do it an old-fashioned because it's made with whiskey? But old-fashioned is kind of like the simple 3 ingredients that you're looking for, simple. I have bitters, sugar, old-fashioned. But in a Manhattan, fucking amazing. Amazing. I recommend it as well. If you want to taste, I'm going to be doing a guest shift on Monday. I'm not have that cocktail, but if you want to taste a Negroni with lovers, please do it. Negronis with lovers are, well, not lovers, with rum in general is amazing. Yeah. Okay, cash out. We are getting into the fun part. As you can imagine, we are partnering in a very interesting time. What is the numbers are wrong. I forgot to change it because I was talking to you and I needed to get it right. Anyway, it's 2 brands. We're talking about cash out is when a rum is being acquired or a brand is being acquired by a big company. And this is a moment when the sense kind of like the wrong signals to the entire category, saying like, fuck, somebody's going to buy me one day, you know? And it's like, yeah, and look at how much money I'm going to make. That's not happening. But I want you to understand how big it is and what is going on. The numbers are not correct. I'm going to manage it now. But we're talking about two. One that actually, I'm going to say something wrong, but controversial. It is wrong. It is wrong or not. I will leave it there. Send me a message. Later on, I'll pass my telephone number. You can send me a message privately and thinking about it, if it is or not. But yes, it was sold recently, and it's a staggering amount of money. The biggest market in the world for them is France, and it was making something like 1.5 million bottles in France. And everybody thought that France drink only agricole rum. No, that's what I'm saying. People are changing. They're tasting different things. Agricole rum is for some people who discover something new, but the French are drinking everything, not just one. And then these guys. Diplomatico was sold as well for another staggering amount of money, but they done it fantastic. I know them very well. The guys from Venezuela done an incredible work. They're really tight. They know what they're doing. They premiumize their rums. They done the right changes. They pass for different things. This guy, for example, Botucal. This is not Diplomatico. Why not? This is a Russian bottle because exists another brand in Russia called Diplomatico, and that's how we call Botucal in Russia and Germany. Yeah, means imagine a brand like that fucked it up. It happens to anybody. And this guy does it so fucking well, so fucking well, so fucking well. Okay, how much do you think they sold? You know the answer, don't say it. How much do you think? First one. A little more. Talking about millions. $1 million. 120, no. No. Yeah. It's like, fuck me. It's like, now it's like you're thinking about it, fuck, what I need to do, mezcal, let's do it. Mezcal, chocolate, strawberry, watermelon. Yeah, I can see that. If you do watermelon mezcal, I'm part of that. David Cordoba gave me that idea, yes. Sorry? Yeah. It's very small. Don't forget about agricole rum. The problem they have is when you press the sugar cane, it has to be distilled straight away. And you have harvest, another part of it. You cannot control the amount of harvest that you have. And it's question of like, molasses is a suck product. It's easier. You can, for example, you can get all the molasses for all around the world, buy it, and storage. Yeah. And they will sell it because the sugar production, what it's going to do, produce crystals, that's what we call it, seeds, the crystal sugars. And the byproduct is something that they need to fucking discard. It's like you're making trash, you need to have the trash guys to pick it up. If you know, you have a pile of stuff and they don't know what to do about it. What they're doing is they sell it to the rum production, and that's how you do it. On sugar juice, for example, we have the guys from Thailand. They find out one specific strength of sugar cane that they like. They research all of them that is available in Thailand, and they only do harvest of that, and that's their production. End the story. When there's no more sugar cane, there's nothing you can do about it. For me, rum in general. I like both. I discover, I born in the northwest of Argentina. My grandfather used to cut cane not cut cane, but he used to go into the cañaverales, cut the cane, and that was my sweetness. I love rum because it's in my DNA. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't have another choice. I drink rum and I'm happy. That is something that no another spirit does to me. And I realized over the time, and thanks to Bacardi, I realized that that was the spirit that can drink every single fucking day. I done in 2 years and a half, working in Bacardi, I drunk 8 cases of rum, 16 cases of daiquiri, making the calculation that I was doing like 1 or 2 daiquiris a day. My liver is doing amazing. I train every day or 6 days a week. I train. No. I done detoxing. I done 9 years. You know Ian Bell? Anybody know Ian Bell? He's a very, very good friend of mine. I done 9 years of going to Thailand to do fasting, 10 days fasting, no food, only liquids, Muay Thai. Yeah, Eddie came with me. He fucking hated. Yeah, but it is, you're looking into, we're drinking, you need to balance. It's like, I'm 50 and I know exactly that mentally is a weight. I'm already 50 years, mate. How long am I going to last in this world? Oh, thank you. But if we're looking into our industries, a lot of people for our age or my age, they already passed away or younger. Why? For different things. I'm not going to say they done the wrong thing, but that could happen to anybody. I can go in tonight, maybe I get a stroke. Why? Because I was too stressed about something. I need to take a little bit down something. I train every day. Why? Because it's the only way that I can fucking shout loud that everybody's a cunt. And at the same time, it's true. I'm dying. I do CrossFit. I'm not doing like weights or yoga. I do CrossFit. And my teammates are 27-year-olds. They lift something and say, oh, you lifted that? Okay, I'm going to lift the same shit. And I'm dying. But it's like that. It's how you balance. Come back to the rums.
Come back to the valuation, please.
Yeah. All right. The numbers are wrong. It's a lot of misunderstanding. This is 260, but it's less. It's about. Yeah. So you're seeing a bit. If they read the target, it's true. When you're selling a brand, you don't sell the brand and say, thank you. Here we got the keys. Done. See you later. Do you transfer the money? No. You're selling. Normally will happen. You will sell the brand in a way that it will. This is what's supposed to be the brand should be in 10 years or 5 years or whatever. In between that, you have 3 years or 2 years that you are the responsible person. Means they're not paying you cash. You become an employee. I'm the owner. I become an employee with good salary. All the people who put money in the company, they got their money straight away. But I need to run the company to reach that valuation. Only there, I'm going to cash. Exactly. Simon Ford with Forging exactly done that. He sold it for nothing, but now it's not nothing. He done it for something, but it's tough. It's a decision you need to do it. If you don't reach, you get paid less. Unfortunately, it's like that. It's not like I'm selling, here we go, get the keys. Yeah, Forza, can we give you one for my Mexican friend? All right, and this is actually, I put a number that is completely it's half of that, more than half, but it's pretty much 400 and something, no? I find out the numbers in somewhere is so much misleading information.
So what's the revenue?
450 or 420, so yeah. No, that's the brand. Distillery. Yeah. The facilities in Panama, the distilleries, no. Ah, fantastic. Fucking brilliant. All right. Couple of things about regulation, and this is something you need to understand. We have regulations, at least in Europe. This is actually extracted from the regulation. I'm not going to go too much, but it's a few things that you need to consider. Rum has to need to come in directly from sugarcane. It cannot come in from another production or different time or crops. Has to come in from sugarcane juice or molasses. There has to be a minimum of 37.5%. That's why a lot of brands are 37.5%. in Europe. Why? Taxation, excise. Excise is about how much you pay, how much you're giving to the government. Sometimes it is, oh man, but come on, you can be 2.5% more and it's only like 50 cents. Do 50 cents times, I don't know, 8 million bottles, and you get something that is coming out, that you could actually save it. Why you think, for example, Martini, it used to be 14, it used to be a vermouth, I don't know if you come back now, but it used to be a vermouth, but it's 14.5% to be vermouth, dropped to become a spice or fortified wine to be 14% for that specific reason. All right, they cannot be diluted, it cannot be added any particular flavor. Yes, it cannot be, you cannot touch the liquid with anything. Particularly, it has to be distilled from sugarcane, minimum 35.5%, and it cannot be added any other flavor into it. You can use caramel, but it cannot be changed the flavor. Caramel is a rectifying a color to make sure that consumers are receiving the same product that today's nobody give a fuck, realistically. Because at the end of the day, you want to have that something that's done properly that actually, oh, have caramel, oh, have sugar. I count my carbs. It's always like that. Unfortunately, carbs and exercising has done a lot of bad things for the industry. All right, this is a very interesting part of it. We're going to touch now is how much grams per liter of sugar you can add it. 20% more. Above that is no rum anymore. Okay, very simple. But these regulations came in 2019. Before that, it was everybody was doing whatever they fucking want. Believe me, everybody was doing whatever they fucking want. Right. And then everyone is talking about the GI, we're talking about all the things, what the denomination of origins. But it's other countries, and only put 3, that they have different things. For example, Australia need to have a 2 years minimum to call it rum, and of course, they need to contain a 37%. All right? And it's very, very interesting how that happening. South Africa is 43%. 43%, that is what lower is 43%. If I want to have it in South Africa, I need to have that ABV. Unfortunately, I cannot go on. And I don't have the facilities to do 37.5, 40, and in India is 42.8. Like it or not, there are regulations like that and all around the world. And you have, for example, in Puerto Rico, they have a regulation that rum need to be aged 2 years. America has to be 40% ABV. Regulations, tiny little ones, but for a rum producer who actually not check all this regulation, you might not be able to call your brand rum in that market. And these are 3 big markets, or 2 big markets, one is small. But imagine the US. In US, you fucked up. You have something that is, you cannot call it age if it's not minimum 4 years. You need to have that. And in Australia, for 2 years, you need to prove that the rums are 2 years old. It has to be proof. All right, the white stuff. And this is something I put it today, and I thought it very important to understand. I am not against sugar. Completely opposite. Without sugar, there's no rum, as I told you before. And unfortunately, in Europe, the last production of sugar, it was in Granada, closed in 2006, after 1,000 years of production of sugar. Why? Because sugar beet is cheaper. Okay? It's kind of interesting. If you take that thing for the equation, there's no more rum. It's one tiny little aspect. Thanks God we have the Mexicans. That they produce a lot of sugar, and they added the Coca-Cola from Mexico is the best. All right, white rums. This is not against anybody or anything. I put some brands that maybe you recognize and everything, but it's interesting. How much sugar do you think a white rum contains? I know done this is you can go in online. It's called alco.fe. It's pretty much a regulatory government thing in Finland. Every rum that is available in that market, it will have the amount of sugar per liter. Means all the, it's been extracted from that. Means I'm not bullshitting in this thing. Okay, how much do you think it contains? A simple white rum. That is actually a white rum that is incredibly cheap to produce as well. No, 20 no. 50 no. 50 is no rum anymore. 11. Thinking about it, even a white rum that is aged or charcoal filter or whatever, you need to have certain amount of sugar to advocate, to create the balance of the rest of the ingredients. Sugar is like salt. It can emphasize or it can reduce, depending how you use it. All right. How much? Closer. All right. We have a few more. And it's, you will be interested about Zacapa. Zacapa changed a lot. And if you want to drink something that is Zacapa, but it's not Zacapa, it's Botran. And Botran is fucking amazing. And the guys are doing very well. They really thought about it, and the products are getting better and better. All right. Here we go. Look at that, 17%.
That's less than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Before 2019, it was 42.
Yeah. But that's, but let's be honest, back in the day when they launched, or what it was for Diageo, it was like fucking Zacapa. Everyone was drinking Zacapa because it was sweet and easy to drink. But look at this, Havana Club, one of the more traditional companies, and even we're talking about Bacardi. Bacardi 8-year-old is a 20% sugar. Working for Bacardi, when I used to work for Bacardi, it was like you could not talk about sugar. It was against. I have to call a master blender privately and ask it, can I say how much sugar it contained? And it will not tell you. Sugar was a taboo. Diplomatico, 20%. And there is a tiny little gap there. We're still there, tiny little gap. That is all the things. 25, 29. This is between 25 and 29. It's not correct. And it's in alcohol is no. Don Papa doesn't exist there. All right. And these guys, the company of rum, 50%. That's fucking insane. But they are, and they're supposed to be, the whole story is incredible. And they just got $30 million US dollars to continue production investment. Like it or not, this is what's going on. You have the cult guys who like something funky, different, no sugar, full on, natural color, everything. And you have the rest of the world who would like to drink these things. Yes. Thank you. Wow. From here to there, these guys make shitload of money. Let's say Kraken is still there, still not making all what it should be. But these three, okay, I'm finished in 2 minutes. But these three, they sold. Why? Maybe because the consumers want something a little bit sweeter. In conclusion, we have challenges, we have opportunities. The industry is changing. Thanks to that, the reduction of sugar consumption maybe is never going to get too much, but it is true. It's something that could be something that going against our industry or against rum. People have the association of sugar is rum, rum is sugar, and it's not. Okay? But unfortunately, you have that association. And I think that is against, and we need to look at into, we need to be, now that you know, of course, but you can talk about it with people. Say, I prefer the Skinny Beach, vodka and soda with a squeeze of lime because it doesn't have calories. Fuck that shit. It's exactly calories of rum. Anyway, it's true. Somebody drink that last night. The consumers, they are willing to pay. But they want to pay for something that is clear. They want to, for example, when I'm talking about my rums and tell you where they're coming from, where are the distilleries, and why it's me. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say, oh, this is an 8-year-old. It's not an 8-year-old. I have rums and 8 or 2 years old to 8 years old. And Forza, they want to know more. It's important. And I think it's something that's changing as well. You need to understand, the consumers have become more sophisticated in drinking, and that's important. And rum is one of the categories that influence our industry for many, many years. We're talking about since the beginning or the end of 1800s, where the daiquiri was born, all the Cuban classics that you have, all the tiki cocktails in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s, means we have a lot to say. And people is rediscover. I will leave you. If you're still here on Monday, I will make you a daiquiri. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thank you very much for staying here with me drinking a little bit of rum. Okay?